good evening. It's Tuesday, August 23rd. And welcome to Everyday Talk 24/7. And thanks so much for being here. It's great to have you. I'm going to continue looking at things that have to do with our internal thoughts. We looked at curiosity. We looked at Psalm 23 and God's clear statement that He is our shepherd. He will take care of us. We even looked at Psalm 34 last night in terms of where do we find comfort? It's in the place of God, in the person of God, pursuing Him, tasting in Him. So tonight the question is, which I think is something that is driving the entire Western culture, the rhetorical question is satisfaction possible? Is satisfaction possible? That's what we're going to explore tonight. It's been almost 60 years. Some of you were not even alive when this song hit. But the Rolling Stones declared in very sharp tones, the music, that they can't get no satisfaction. And this in some ways sums up what a lot of life is all about. We don't think we can get satisfied, or we're on a quest for satisfaction. And so it's a fair question. Is satisfaction possible? Or is it only longing and hoping and having our hopes dashed, or just waiting for the Lord to come back? Can we find satisfaction on this planet right now? I'm not even talking about what's to come with heaven. We know we'll be satisfied there. But God has something fuller for us now. You might hear my cat outside. She's less than satisfied anyway. But is satisfaction possible? Well, the two Proverbs, give us really cool insight into that. In chapter 19, it says this, verse 23, "The fear of the Lord leads to life, and whoever has it rests satisfied." The fear of the Lord leads to life, and whoever has it rests satisfied. It means we can sleep in peace. And then this rather bold statement, "He will not be visited by harm." See, this is one of those proverbs that, statements in the scripture actually, that cause people to doubt. Because, for example, Job was someone who feared the Lord and turned away from evil. Was he visited by harm? Yeah, big time. So does that invalidate what's said here in the Proverbs? Or does it validate it? Yes, he was visited by harm. In the moment. You see, life is not composed of 30-second reels or TikToks. It's not measured by the collection of how much stuff that we get that Jesus warned us against. It's not measured, made valid by our collection of thrilling, exciting, meaningful, touching moments. See, if those are the things that we pursue, then we will never be satisfied. Well, we've become to be the immediate society of the immediate, the culture of the immediate. We are existentialists, sadly, down to our core, because all that matters is the next moment. And we can't see the reality of what God has for us, both in the future, but also for right now. We can know satisfaction right now. So the fear of the Lord leads to life, and whoever has it rests satisfied, sleeps satisfied. Satisfying sleep is one of the most precious treasures in this world. Life is measured by the wonder and intimate knowledge of God, where His wisdom and His love, His truth, It never ends. And that unending joy of seeing the love of God, the wonder of God, the wisdom of God explode before us is what brings satisfaction. But in contrast, in chapter 27 of Proverbs, we read this: just as death and destruction are never satisfied, so human desire is never satisfied. See, when our desires get in the way, when we start telling God what our desires should be, and we formulate them without the wisdom of God, we're never satisfied. So we as humans are now longing for the next moment, the next thing, the next rush, the next thrill, the next adventure, the next feeling, the next performance. And then there's always something more. See, Adam and Eve were not satisfied to be in the character, or to be in the presence of God, to delight in Him, and to have their every wish granted. They had to have something more. And the enemy tempted them. They weren't satisfied with God being their shepherd, as Psalm 23 says. They wanted to shepherd themselves. They wanted, in a sense, if you want, they're the perks as existentialists. They had to live for the moment. Eve had to see what was it that was pleasing to the eye and pleasant to the taste and desirable for wisdom. She had to have it. And we know the legacy of what they left. As Ephesians tells us, all that was left with is desires, that all they produce is a continual lust for more and more. We're never satisfied. Is satisfaction possible? It comes from the fear, awe, passion of wanting to know God and pursuing His wisdom. Because Solomon tells us that the pursuit of wisdom, there's nothing on earth that can match it. There's no desire. Nothing you desire can compare with the wisdom of God. The satisfaction of the fear of God brings peace, even in the midst of the turmoil and the ugliness and the hurt of life, because we know life is not a collection of moments and things and reels and TikToks. Life is a collection, the whole collection of knowing God more deeply and finding satisfaction in the one who made us whole. And that's the thought for this night. Check us out everydaytalk247.com. If you haven't turned on post notifications, turn them on. They'll come right to the videos. They'll come right to you. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for being involved. Remember, we got Q&A Friday coming up, so send in those questions. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Be satisfied in God. That's where peace is. Have a great night. Bye-bye.